Hello and welcome back to the extreme run of Cold Fear. As you can tell, this is a pretty long one, meaning there are quite a few deaths, and some of me being extremely angry. First one is this actually. Remember I talked about the animation sometimes triggering these things? Well, that's what happened there. Stood up, fell back a little bit, and his head just clipped the beam. And you got a nice view of him falling and burning his way to death. Anyway, as I was saying, this is quite a long one, and you've no doubt probably watched the main run already. As I usually say, you should probably watch that first, as I tend to talk about things that happened in there anyway. What we're going to do here is we're actually going to end up skipping a portion of that. The portion where I run off and get the MP5, well, I'm just going to skip that entirely because really there's no point in going there. I mentioned before that the MP5, we can pick that up at a later point, and we're just going to head and do that. Don't particularly want to have to spend some time killing zombies. Not really because, well, it takes time or that it's going to be particularly difficult. It's just that after playing this part of the level, I could really give a fuck about getting the MP5. I just have so much hassle with this, it's unbelievable. Problem with this extreme run, as you can just see, is that I've run out of AK-47 ammo there. I've gone into the situation with very little ammo at all, and you'll get to see just how that fares for me. What I've done is structure all of the deaths in the order that they came in, so that it's not going to be grouping them all together, say on the bridge how many times I died there, or how many times I died here. It is literally just the deaths in the order that happened. The problem with this room is that it's not just this, you don't just spawn in this room and try and blast your way through it, you have to make your way across the bridge every single time. And that alone is just, you think, well, how can you die there? Well, you'll see I die there more than a number of times. But the problem here isn't really with that initial section of the way it is hard. The problem comes up as soon as we go through, well, as soon as we go through here, really. And that guy. He spawns and immediately shooting at us. There's nothing we can do about that. He's going to be there regardless of what we try to do. He just spawns there and we have to deal with it. At one point I do try to turn around and try and get him, but unfortunately it's just too fucking difficult. There's not enough time to turn around. Because if we turn on the spot, the other guys that are up towards the back, they can shoot us as well, so we have to kind of run away. But if we run away and turn around, that gives him more than enough time to just absolutely blast the crap out of us. In the end I come up with something a little bit cheaty, a little bit hacky, but I'll stand by it. I think I pretty much have to do it. I'm on an extreme run here. I can't be held back by all sorts of pansy rules following or anything like that. Although, strictly speaking, there aren't any rules at all. I think I fancy here with a spear gun, but I just don't have the patience to try for headshots, especially not in this difficulty. In this particular part, the tension is quite high. I mean, already it's only a couple of minutes into the actual into the video, about 4 minutes in, but in terms of actually playing it, it's probably about 10 or so, and I've already failed this part once, and I'm really nervous about going in here because I really don't know how I'm going to get out of things. But be prepared for quite a few deaths. There we go. That's where I tried to turn around and got all fucked up. And part of the problem here is that whenever I come out of one of those sort of runs, I end up doing this. For some reason my crouch button wouldn't work. Whenever I go into the outside areas, for some reason the FPS drops to 30 and it runs really badly and the keys become unresponsive. That's my excuse for that one, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah, and sometimes sniping from a long distance doesn't really help you all that much. And there we go, there's another one. I'm very, very angry. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're just going to show off sort of the patterns here. Whenever we come up to the top of the steps, two guys spawn. One of them runs straight out, but the never mind. One of the other ones that just sort of hangs around beside that barrel, so we just shoot the barrel and we can get him. Another thing I do here is I don't shoot that guy directly. I hit the barrel, and sometimes it'll get him, but if you leave it too long, then he'll end up just getting out of the way and it won't actually hurt him at all. I'm very, very low on ammo. The round's gotta make them count. If I crouch here, then these guys can't quite see me. I can just about see them, but not nearly well enough to actually get a headshot. I have to make them see me in order for them to stand up so that I can shoot back at them, but obviously it makes me quite a big target. Ah, beautiful. What I usually do there is wait for him to run out, and I never usually get it that well. I think that's probably the best time that I've ever managed to kill him. And this guy, if you shoot him once or twice, he'll run out by himself and end up running away. Unfortunately, I've actually run out of ammunition and I don't have anything to kill him with. So it's probably the first time in the extreme run I've actually just got the flamethrower out and actually killed someone with that. I was shitting my pants. Oof, I am very happy. Hooray. So off we go. What we're going to do here while we're picking up some ammo and stuff and just dealing with some random people who are wandering around, we're going to tell some jokes. This one comes, well, it's another one from Azran, and it goes like this. 4 out of 5 cannibals agree. The 5th one needed salt. Lovely. Okay, we'll come back to some other ones in a moment. We're just going to keep on going here and see if we can actually manage to get through to Ashenko without this fucker getting us. And so what's my master plan going to be? Well, it's to use grenades. I'm going to try and cheat, fire a grenade, and end the cutscene quickly. Unfortunately, it doesn't work very well, and it blows up just right in front of the guy's feet. I don't think that's going to work either. Got a little bit of AK ammo here. I mean, we can try using that. It should be okay. What you really find in this extreme run is that the spray of the AK does really kick in quite severely. You do get maybe 3 or 4 shots of the burst off before it starts. Not so much that it sprays wildly, but it just kind of oscillates around. It's a very strange spray mechanic, but it's definitely not an easy one. But for the moment, you're going to have to watch me be, well, extremely lame and shoot people in the kneecaps. I know that Anashenko was just right there. I can't quite shoot at him. But when I get him in the knees, I know that he's going to run away, so that'll I don't need to stick around or anything like that. I just need to hit him once and then send him on his way. After that, it's just a case of trying to take out all of the other guys, and they mostly stay in the same spot. I mean, sometimes they run around and get a little bit close, but it should be okay. Sort of pick people off. Like I said, hitting them in the knees and things. Still knocking about. And we're quickly running out of ammo, so what we're going to do to save on that is we're going to eventually give up shooting with a pistol and we're going to switch to the spear gun. See that he's nipping back and forth to the left, and I get a bright idea. Hey, what if I can shoot him in the scalp and take off his head? I've done it before, why can't I just do it again? There we go. Well, I actually let myself run out of ammo that time. I didn't really have a choice but to do this. Missed the first time. You can see that Anashenko was saying some slightly different things. But I popped him in the head and we're pretty much free to keep on trucking. Still get another guy up there, and unfortunately the spear gun isn't gonna do the job. So we're gonna have to get up and get close and personal. We've got the shotgun, so we should be close enough to at least do some minor damage. We can, well, except when there's a barrel in the way, we can do some minor damage, and as long as this corpse doesn't get in the way, we can, well, never mind. It was doing so well too. We only had that one guy left to go. And then right out of the gate I run into that. I am not pleased. Not pleased at all. But we'll just skip ahead and get around all of that. We're not particularly interested in anything leading up to this. We've seen, let's have a look, try this, and run back. Unfortunately, once again, it's blown up much too early and it's missed the guy. But we've done this before. This should be no problem. Clean out and, oh. Right. It looks like we can't rely on that. Yep, another crouch button problem, I promise. It wasn't me just being shit. Right, let's try that again. Let's see if we can manage to get this grenade fired off properly. Had a couple of goes now, we should be able to do it. And awesome, we got him. We can tell because we're not being shot in the back right now. The guy is lying there undead, and that's... Let's see if there's a little bit of ammo, but more importantly some health. And, well, to be fair, we did take quite a big hit running away, and that shows that if we do stand around just right there, we will get shot by the other guys. Once again, it's just kind of a repeat of what we had before. This time the guys they do try to come down a little bit closer. What I'll do here is I'll just fast forward the vast majority of this. I mean, there's just, you've seen most of this anyway. We'll just get to the point where we've killed everyone and we can get up a little bit closer. There we go, gonna save ourselves a lot of time here. We just sit through enough as it is. Gonna bash some boxes, see if we can pick up some stuff. We'll quickly just show the cutscene again, and yep. Get some eyeballs and then reach inside a neck hole. Seriously, something wrong with Tom Hansen? I can't believe that he would actually just chop up someone's head and grab the eyeballs. But yeah, for whatever reason, that's what they decided this guy was going to be like. Anyway, we go. Once again, we'll just skip through all of this. There's no need to be looking at any of this. And we're going to go outside and make our way across. And while we're doing that, I'm going to tell another joke this time. Let's see, this one's from Zombie Beard, who said he was going to give us a long one and decided to just give us another long one instead. Dickhead. Okay, so it goes like this. A man walks into a bar to see a gentleman slamming back drinks and sitting quite uncomfortably on his stool. He walks up to the gentleman and remarks, "Rough night?" The gentleman turns to him and replies, "Oh, it's this old army injury flaring up again." The man sits down next to him and orders the veteran a drink. "Why didn't you tell me about it? I'm always interested in old war stories." The veteran takes a big swig of his drink and stares off. "Well, it all started on the day we were training on how to properly shoot down into enemy territory. Problem was, I had this mean son of a bitch general training us, and I was afraid of heights. I was too scared to jump out of the plane, and he starts shouting at me, 'Jump off this fucking plane or I'll shove this parachute right up your arse!' I was panicking so bad, I just didn't know what to do." The man shakes his head. "Wow, it sounds like a real horrible person. Did you jump?" The veteran shifts in his seat. At first. Oh, the old gay veteran parachute up the arse joke. It's a classic. The fuck. And that's the bridge pretty much done. Didn't really have so much trouble there, did we? Well, we're going to be coming back to that. Right, we're just gonna, it's pretty much by the book. What we need to do here is to get down to the jammer room, and that's really a case of just killing everyone that we see here. It's not really much of a problem. It's the only thing we have to keep in mind is that particular guy there. I said in the main run that I wasn't sure whether or not he was just already a zombie or he got infected by one of those things, but whenever we come through and spawn, that exocell is right beside him and jumps in straight away, so it's almost as if he's pretty much just already a zombie. It's just over with so quickly. But yeah, he's an exocell infected one. So because of that, we have to then be aware that it's going to spit out an exocell when he dies. Yep, there's a door, and nope, we're not going in there. Fuck that. And by this point, I am totally fed up. I could not be bothered anymore, and I just want to get this over with as quickly as possible. Part of the problem is that there's no save in that direction, and whenever we finish the Anashenko room and we come back outside again, then it saves then. And at the moment, we've only had to really do the outside and that first area whenever we come back in again where the exocells and stuff are. And then we've got this, and here I'm having a lot of trouble deciding what I'm going to go in with, because these guys will kill me really quickly, really quickly, and I just don't know what to pick. So we're going to go for a grenade launcher and see if we can at least take one out in at the beginning. Fire up over there. Not too bad, doing well. Come on, stop shooting the glass, Tom. Alright, let's try that one again. Let's see. I like the idea of the grenade launcher. It at least takes out one guy in the beginning and we don't have to shoot through the glass or anything like that, so we'll just keep up with that. This time we'll head off this way. We can try and shoot through the glass. Put your gun down, Tom. Put your gun down. Right, off we go. Oh, shit. Oh. So what I'll try to do there is run ahead and just sort of overtake those guys and see if I can get past before they turn into zombies, but no, I didn't get to. And yeah, don't stop to smell the roses because sometimes there's a jerk hiding up above you. Okay, now we've got a little run of deaths here. I'm on the bridge. I said they were in sequence, and they still are. Whenever I die, I respawn back there. Move, move, move! Okay, and what? What? What the fuck happened there? Alright, anyway. But we're gonna have another bash of this room. Let's see. So our weapons out. We're gonna once again go for the grenade launcher. Off, did quite well. Fuck with their health. Shotgun across the top. The problem is that we do have to aim around the glass part so we're not just shooting it through. But we've managed to do it, thankfully, and if you remember from the main run, we've only got a couple of exocells left to go, and we can just pretty much just hide off in the corner and they won't be able to get us, so we're pretty much home free. So what I'm going to do is tell a couple of jokes and get these over with as quickly as possible before time runs out, because they're here. These are from some more stuff from Mr. Squishy. Okay, we'll start with this one. Why do communists only drink herbal tea? Because property is theft. Now, if you're going to tell that sort of joke, what you really need to keep in mind is that whenever I read it, if you're going to spell, if you've got a word to the punchline as property, I will say property, but I'll say it in my accent. Property does not sound anything like property, not in my accent, so be careful when you're writing out these puns, because they will just confuse me. Anyway, I've blabbled for a bit there, and I've actually run out of time to tell another joke, so, yes.
She's not my girlfriend.
Oh, that's right, Hanson. You get your girlfriend shot, not eaten by monsters.
Back off.
Fuck you, you piece of shit! I think if we were able to get the latter half of that Tom Hansen bio, it would probably explain that he managed to get his girlfriend killed or something. That's what that big sort of hoo-ha probably would be about. This is why he's here. And something else I missed in the main run I'm just going to show now is that this piece of paper is about the jammer, and it tells you to destroy the three things. That's pretty much it. More communist jokes to come. See you next time.